Hi, this video is going to basically explain the admin side of the Binary MLM Pro plugin. So once you've got the plugin installed like any other WordPress plugin, you would see a new menu item here on the left called Binary MLM. Now let's just go to the settings menu first and let's see how to configure the settings of the Binary MLM Pro plugin. Now once you have the plugin installed, for the first time you would see a new tab here called Create First User. Now since we already have the first user installed here, we aren't able to see that particular interface, but basically it would require you to create the first user of your MLM network. Please remember that the default WordPress admin user is not a member of the network by default, and hence if you watch any of the functionalities for the Binary MLM Pro plugin using the admin login, you would run into errors. So you would first need to create the first user of your network by clicking a tab here which says Create First User. Once you've done that, you would then never see that tab again, and you would then be able to configure the other settings for your network using these tabs here. If you've purchased your plugin, we would suggest that you go to license details first and you put in your license key here and update the details so that you are able to take the full advantage of the user reports and the run payouts section. Otherwise, by default, it would operate as the free version of the plugin. So let's just go back to the settings tab and go back to general over here. Now in general, you would first be required to select the base currency in which your network is going to operate. And remember, once this currency has been selected, you cannot change this. In this case, this has been set to USD and this cannot be changed anymore. So once it's USD, it's USD. And in case you need to change your currency, then you need to deactivate the plugin and activate it once again so that new settings can be specified for the plugin. Once you've done that, then you would need to go to the eligibility tab to define the eligibility criteria for a member to start earning commissions in your network. Now in this case, as you see, what we've done is that we've put the number of direct paid referrals is 3, the number of paid referrals on right leg is 1, and the number of paid referrals on left leg is 2. So this means that in order to start earning commissions in this particular network setting, the member would need to refer a minimum of 3 people himself. So he needs to sponsor 3 people himself, out of which 1 needs to be on the right leg and 2 of the members need to be on his left leg. Now of course you could put this as any other value also. You could put this as 2, 1 and 1. That means you need to sponsor minimum 2 people to the network before you can start earning commissions. One of them has to be on the left leg and one of them has to be on the right leg, and you say update options and the new options would take into effect. Now once you've put in the eligibility settings, you would automatically be taken to the payout setting. Now this is the DNA of your network, and you need to really understand this particular screen, very important. Now this screen basically defines your pay plan of your particular network. So you would say, when do you actually count a pair? So is it 1:1? That means once the member has referred 1 person on his left leg and 1 person on his right leg, is that counted as a pair? Or you could say 2:2, or you could say 1:2, or 2:1, or whatever. So you would make this setting the number of pairs to whatever you would like your pay plan to operate. For example, in this case it's 1:1. That means 1 new joinee on the left leg and 1 new joinee on the right leg would be counted as 1 payable pair for this particular member in a particular payout cycle. Now we've done a little bit of marketing tweaks over here for you, and so in case, let's say, you would like to incentivize your members by giving them an additional amount for the few new pairs that they would bring into the system. So for example, you say that for the first pair that the member refers into the system, he would be paid a commission of 40 USD because your currency is USD here, and henceforth any further pairs that this member gets in further payouts would be paid at the rate of 20 USD. So basically, to incentivize the member to, let's say, start making new joinees under his network, you would say that the first pair is paid at 40 and all further pairs are paid at 20. Now you could change this also. You could say the first 3 pairs are paid at 40 and whatever. So this depends on your entire pay plan in your network that you would actually set in your particular environment. Now, service charge is something that certain networkers take. For example, when making a payout, they would say that okay, we would deduct 3 USD as a service charge for, let's say, making a transfer or writing a check or whatever. So in case your network does make use of a service charge, you can specify the service charge amount here. So this is an absolute amount. So service charge is in this case 3 USD. Now TDS over here is tax deduction at source, which is of course certain countries require that in case you are paying commissions to your members, you need to deduct a certain percentage of the amount paid as tax directly at source and make a deposit to the government authorities for whatever tax you've deducted. And you can specify that percentage here. In case you don't have that as a requirement, you can just leave this as it is, or you can specify that as 0. So this entire screen defines how your pay plan is going to operate. So just to recapitulate once again, the number of pairs, a pair rather, would be counted when the member has referred one person on his left leg and one person on his right leg. It might be his direct referral or it may be a spillover from his upline, but essentially when he's got 1 and 1 on his left and right leg, it would be counted as a pair in this network. The number of initial pairs would be 3 and the initial payout amount that you're going to pay is 40. All further pairs are going to be paid at 20. There's a service charge of 3 USD per payout that this member is going to get, and a 12% tax deduction at source is going to happen in this case. So let's just update these options and let's go to the next screen, which is the bonus. Now this is of course very important because most of the network marketing companies would like to pay a bonus to their members apart from whatever their regular commissions would be. And what we've done is that the bonus could either be paid either on the basis of number of pairs that this member has in his downline, or on the number of personal referrers that this member brings to the network in total. So you could either choose number of pairs or you could choose number of personal referrers, and you can keep specifying the bonus slabs here. So for example, if you see in this network, for the first 2 personal referrals that this member gets, this member rather sponsors in the network, this member is going to be paid a commission of 12 USD or whatever your currency would be. Now for the next 2, he would be paid a total of 300. So now this particular member has a total of 4 pairs in the network. 2, for the 2 he got 12 USD. For the next 2 he got 300 USD. For the next 2 he gets another 300 USD. For the next 2 he gets another 300 USD. And for the next 2 he gets another 300 USD. Remember that the number of personal referrals over here are cumulative. So at this stage he has 2 referrals. At this stage he has 4, he has 6, he has 8, and he has 10. So in case the member has 2 and he refers another person, he would not be paid anything because obviously there's no setting for a 3rd referral. There's a setting for a 4th referral. And so on with the number of pairs also. So for example, if there was a number, this setting was changed to number of pairs, it would mean that for the first 2 pairs he's going to be paid 12. When he gets 4, he's going to be paid 300. When he gets 6, he's going to be paid 300, and so on and so forth. So this setting over here is actually cumulative, and which is all kind of explained here also in this help text which is given on this particular screen. So this is all about, let's say, of course we've covered license detail over here, so we don't need to go over it again. So this is all about the settings of your particular network, covering from general, which covers the currency settings, eligibility, which of course covers the eligibility settings before a member can start earning commissions. Payout is how you would like to pay out your members, the actual amounts that you're going to pay out to your members. Bonus, as we covered one, was basically going to be defined either on the basis of personal referrals or on the basis of number of pairs that the member has in his network. And of course license detail is important because if you don't put in your license key, the plugin is going to operate like the free version of the plugin. We hope this explains the settings tab clearly.